Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Damian Danu, and welcome back to another Ace Attorney. Now, where we left off last time was, one hell of a cliffhanger. So, we met with the old man in the boat shop, whose name I have forgotten, because it has been, 4 days, I think? Anyway, we met up with him. I think he was calling us Keith the entire time, but, we're not. We're not Keith, we're Phoenix. Anyway, at the end, Polly, we asked, hey, is there anything we forgot? And then Polly went, yeah, DL6. And then we're like, well, how does Polly know about that? A lot of questions in the air. But we're just going to continue from day 3, which is the second day of the trial, despite it being day 3. December 27th, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 3. Are we always in the same courtroom? I feel like we've been in number 2 a couple times.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Well, very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who is the judge here, anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement? Very well, no opening statements, so... Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course, a prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Order! Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste! I'll call my witness now. Right, yes. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Witness, state your profession.
I'm the proprietor of a restaurant called the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake, man. I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you're in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yeah, I was, man.
Please testify.
Wait a second. You still haven't heard who this old guy is. Hey, wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah, right.
Yes, right. The witness will state his name.
Hey, man, I'm not really sure, man.
What do you mean?
My memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall his own name, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness!
Excuse me while I blow my nose for a moment. There you go. The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Hey, yo. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. And I heard a bang, yeah. When I looked out of the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Just floating. I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window, man.
Very well, I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict, now! Yes. Mr. Wright?
Fuck this guy, Judge. Yeah, what are you saying? Of course I'm gonna cross-examine.
Very well, you may begin. Ah! Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness.
Alright, man. It's the night of the 24th, just after midnight, eh? Yep. Hey. Just after midnight, you say? Yeah, just around then. You sure? Yeah, pretty sure. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
I'm right.
No, you are right.
Yeah, I'm right. Hey, don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yeah.
You see, continue!
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Hey, is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law, dude.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot.
A parrot? For real?
Hey, don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
Keith? The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
Damn. I heard a bang, man. Yeah. Hey. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, man. Ha! Yeah, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yeah.
Good. Continue.
When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see it clearly. But I figured there were 2 men out there, yeah.
But you couldn't see them clearly.
Yeah, at the time, that is.
At the time?
Then I heard another bang.
So you heard 2 gunshots total?
Yeah.
That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday.
Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window.
By your window?
Yeah, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And you could see could you see the man's face?
Well, the fog's pretty darn thick, but he's right there in front of me, man. I saw him.
That is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Oh, Christ, I got a bad feeling about this.
That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead.
Are you sure? Oh, God.
Dad! Keith! Dead certain, Keith. He said, "I can't believe he's dead," as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure the person that you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him! That Edgeworth boy!
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom's glaring at us. Oh, Christ, I better act quick or this trial's gonna be over. Your Honor, you proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand?
Yeah, exactly.
Au contraire, that is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You're ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge lost in thought. What should I do? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help, man. Nick needs you.
3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough! The witness may leave the stand. These are the same voices, and it's been hard to make it. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
What?
The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait! Wait! Oh, it's Maya? Who was that just now? Me! Disembodied voice. Huh? What? Hey, whoa! Larry!
What are you doing here?
Listen, man! You gotta listen to me! I was there in the park the night of the murder, yeah! I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it!
Remembered what?
The gunshot! I heard it too!
Order! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided, and I call for an adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did, man! A gunshot, that night! I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right! He's right! But I'll testify! Let me testify! Testify!
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick! This is it! Larry's given us one final chance at this.
Yeah, she's right. I'm right. Only if it wasn't Larry, it could make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. Doesn't get any worse, man.
Yeah, you're right. I'm right. Okay. Your Honor, there's another witness. It's our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Hey, Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. I have a large nose.
December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Whoa. That was way too close. Hey, sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night?
Yeah. Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right!
You gotta stop saying my name, Maya.
I know, but it sounds so cool!
It's just a word. He found
the balloon in the air tank that night?
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Yes?
Huh. Have you said something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong, man?
It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's been something I've been meaning to ask you.
What is that?
Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Oh.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. Couldn't understand what had happened, and I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see.
Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance?
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials?
Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right?
That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Oh god, everything's on Larry. December 27th, 10:35 a.m.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right, yeah!
Leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance, man. Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I also have Edgeworth's right about this being our big break.
Ah! That night I was out on a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard a bang. I looked out over the lake and I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's gonna say if I press him. I'm a little scared, man.
Huh. Well, we come this far. There's no way to go forward, Nick.
I suppose. Alright, Larry. That night you were out on a boat on the lake, right?
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Okay, first of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time, anyone got home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak.
And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour?
I was looking for something and I found it.
Looking for something?
Yeah.
Mr. Butz, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely, he was hunting this Gordy.
That's surprisingly close to the truth, actually.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
So I quietly slid the boat back in the rental dock.
And, around what time was that?
Well, let's see. I figured I was out searching for about an hour. Guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face, man. I'm not some kind of human sundial, alright?
People use watches, man. We never had sundials in the classroom.
Yeah, but like, I thought it was funny.
Sure, man. Alright, let's talk about this. Where'd the sound come from?
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat.
Hey. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
I just said no, jackass.
Order, order. Well, Mr. Butz?
Whoa, whoa. Everybody just calm down, alright? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there's a boat out there or not.
Oh, God. Alright, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case.
So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
So you only heard one bang, correct?
Yeah!
Huh.
Well, Nick?
It's pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions.
Sorry, I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
That night I was out on a boat on the lake. I'm just gonna look at my options here. Wildest camera. Yeah, that's the camera. Second lake photo. Shows an empty lake. Alright. Article about a monster. Overhead map. 2 gunshots. Okay. I was looking for something and I found it. I quietly sitting in my boat rack back at the rental shop dock. Then just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Alright. It's the testimony right here. Alright. Larry. Wait a sec, Larry.
What?
You only heard one gun? You only one bang? You sure?
That's what I said, man!
Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Huh?
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they'd said?
Yo, Nick, please!
Huh?
You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay?
Mr. Butz,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Not sure? How could you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude. With my headphones.
What?
Order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butz, you were listening to the radio with your headphones?
Yeah, so what? Not a crime? I listen to my radio, everyone listens to the radio. It's a big deal, man.
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Yeah. Your Honor. Please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Nothing's more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butz. Please give your testimony. Be sure to include details like your radio.
Yeah, right, leave it to me.
I wouldn't if there was any other way out of this, believe me. I love you, Larry, but you're a dumbass. Alright, what do you hear?
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it like real booming loud, like... I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume?
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge? Can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Hey. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me, DJ?
An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
Holy shit, I can't believe I'm continuing the charade.
It's only being alone on Christmas Eve.
So, you turned on the radio?
Yeah, right! I just want to hear someone's voice, you know? I don't know what it's like out there alone. Christmas Eve alone?
I shouldn't have said anything.
That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see?
Excuse me? That's gross as fuck, my bad. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? Oh my god, my nose is stuffy as hell. Give me a second.
This has nothing to do with this case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butz, how loud was your radio set to that night?
I was listening to it real booming loud, like...
Real booming loud?
Yeah, you know?
And you had headphones on?
Yeah!
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
I'm sure I heard that gunshot.
Can you prove that? No, of course you can't.
Nah, I can't prove it. I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know?
I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. Well, what did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could it be knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask, huh?
Fine, very well. Mr. Butz, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas!" I heard the gunshot.
Are you sure?
Of course I am! She had this real sexy voice.
Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. It's the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. There's one gleaming ray of hope in there. We've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? What do we have for evidence so far? Murder weapon, a 22, the bullet. Oh, just after midnight. Okay. So then both shot, and then I'm sure I heard a gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. Well, someone says otherwise. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct?
Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. If you're trying to scare me, you know better that I don't scare that easy.
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed. And?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
That contradicts two testimonies we've heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the shots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
I suppose so. Order! Order! What does this mean? And two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
Hey, what? Fuck you, man.
Well, Mr. Wright? What do you think about Mr. Butz's claim that he heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Well, that one's taken at 12:15. Right here. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How do your eyes get so red? This was taken by our witness. Sorry. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
And why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes. There's no proof that the loud noise at 11 p.m. was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear!
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Well, there's the camera. Overhead map. How can I? Perhaps the camera itself.
Mr. Wright, is that a smirk I see?
Oh! Your Honor, sorry. I wasn't really sure about this evidence.
Don't show us evidence you aren't confident in, Wright. I'll ask you again. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Alright, let's see, overhead map of Gourd Lake. Oh god, I wish I had the party popper. How do I... May I try this one?
Mr. Wright, is that a smirk I see?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I, don't know what I'm doing here.
Alright, don't show us confident or unconfident evidence. I'll ask again. Can you prove that the loud noise was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
I can't just use the photograph. An article about the monster sighted at Gourd Lake. Overhead map of Gourd Lake. The gun? That's not gonna work. This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol is bothering me, Your Honor. Oh, maybe I am right. Okay. Both the witnesses who testified yesterday said they heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I've realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order! Order! That don't make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, then there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Oh god, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah!
What's wrong, Nick?
I got it. I have it.
Huh?
Remember the case with Steel Samurai?
Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in the case had the same idea as the murderer in this case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yeah?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I got a hunch and I'm gonna run with it.
Right, I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, alright?
Right, Nick.
Alright. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
And what do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night and it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, Rocky. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. From the distance of the shooting was 1 meter, it couldn't have been suicide. Well, what say you, Wright? The guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yeah. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
Oh? What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
We have photographic evidence of the time.
We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15 seconds.
Or 0015, whatever. 15 minutes after. God, I biffed that. Larry heard the gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. It's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are.
Perhaps Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. And that's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer, then.
The murderer's name? Right, it's... Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know? Again, you waste my time.
Well, I don't know because he never told us. The murderer's the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of the crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did this murder take place?
Well, you see, it happened by the boat shop. Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way you can meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. And then, just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he just returned a boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. And then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out in the middle of the lake.
Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth, on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Uh...
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
Easy. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look on the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a little bit and he fires the shot again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. Someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
Murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. And then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body. And threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said?
Yes.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes.
Several days ago, I received a letter. And the letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me... he asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir! Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared! He isn't at the boat shop either!
What?
What should I do?
Find him! Quickly! We cannot allow him to get away! Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well, court is adjourned.
Well, Edgeworth, I think we know who it is.
Yes, I suppose so.
Yay, Nick, you did it!
Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict.
What about Larry? That was something else, man. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Yeah, sure. Once I sifted through his, unique testimony. Still, he did save us. Just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's on us, or it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You can try and smile just a little, man. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
Whoa! Hey, Edgeworth. That's where we're at? Okay. Alright, sure. My god, these cliffhangers are getting insane at the end here. I'm just gonna save here. Anyway, as per usual, when these things come to a close, this is a great place to stop. So, thank you all very much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please stick around on the channel. I do this every couple days or so. These are getting a little more spread out. But I have the mouthwashing series that is probably uploaded by the time that this video comes out. And I plan on doing some more stuff. Playing some different games. Over on Twitch, I play games every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, depending on when this video is uploaded, seemingly, it might not be the same. So for the week of the holidays, my upload schedule gets a little iffy because I don't have enough content. You can't record content when you're so far away from your computer. So yeah. Anyway. Thanks for sticking around, checking it out. If you enjoyed it, leave a subscribe, comment if you liked it. I don't know. Let me know some games maybe I should play in the future. And other than that, yeah. Thanks for checking it out. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.